super entertaining and funny. Great vid, and kinda hoping you do this for Juniper too. I'd like to see Team Juniper rated next. I feel like you should make a tier list for Juniper's designs too. Juniper designs when? I hope you do the other characters like Jaune, Penny, and Nora. You should do Juniper character designs. Does she ever do this for Jaune's team? I like the idea of this video. Would you do this with Juniper and maybe Oscar or the villains too? Please do Team Juniper. In my opinion, do Juniper next. I love these breakdowns. And although I think Jaeger's we need Juniper next! So the reason I haven't done a Juniper tier list and why I didn't want to do one in the first place is because they just have a lot fewer outfits than Team Ruby. There is less to analyze. This is going to be a short video. But fine, if you insist. I like that, in a world that, at least at first, mixes modern fashion with combat gear, Jaune is the most literal iteration. Just putting some armor over normal street clothes looks goofy while still fitting the aesthetic of early Ruby, and looking goofy was the point. That being said, it's real damn busy, especially on the torso. I hate all the different shades of brown for his belts and straps, and the bright-ass orange feels unnecessary too. Would have been better if it was just a long-sleeved hoodie. B tier. I like that it's effectively minor upgrades to his original, with better fitting armor and fewer rando belts. It's like this would have been Jaune's starting gear for Volume 1 if he'd been training before joining Beacon, you know? However, it is a bit disappointing that it does just feel like the same design again, when everyone else got to see at least some major difference in their looks, for better or worse. Just makes this look feel kinda boring. Been here, done this. Oh, but I do like that he adds red to his look, as does the rest of Ranger. It's really cool seeing them all add their new leader's color to their designs for these volumes. B tier. Now this feels like a real upgrade, still doing that minor improvements / changes to the original design thing, but in a way that really lets us viewers see the growth. It's more than just a new chest piece this time, you feel me? Also, people bitch about his hair cause it looks like bananas. It looks just as much like bananas as Sun's hair, but you all didn't shit yourselves about his design. Jaune's hair looks fine. In fact, I find this to be a total improvement. If you all wanted me to rank Juniper so bad so you could hear me echo chamber your arbitrary hatred for Jaune's hair, sorry, you're out of luck. S tier. Ice Queendom designs are cool because they're in Weiss's dream. It's how she sees the characters, which allows for some cool analyzing possibilities here. And for Jaune here, with a mighty cape and sword that are too heavy for him to carry effectively, I like that she sees him as heroic but incompetent.
My hero.
That being said, the rest of the design is totally the same, which is odd because everyone else sees a noticeable outfit change. Ice Queendom's not done yet while I'm writing this, so maybe there's a good reason for that, but that's just a bummer. A tier. This is dumb. Jaune loses the cape and is now stuck in just the same default outfit, but with another shade of orange on him. Yeah, it looks fine with the rest of the outfit color-wise, but Jesus, doesn't he have enough colors on him already? It gets the same rank as his Volume 1 design, because it just is his Volume 1 design. B tier. Jaune fits his role of pseudo-deuteragonist / side character perfectly well, with a design that's not terrible to look at, but also clearly not as top-notch as the actual protagonist group. I am disappointed that Jaune is the only one who sees the same design gradually grow and change alongside the character for the show, while the entire rest of the cast jump to a totally new aesthetic and color palette every 3 volumes. We really get to see Jaune's improvement as a fighter as we progress through the show, something I wish we got for the rest of Juniper and Team Ruby, and it's nice that his designs look better as he gets better on the battlefield too. Nora's original design is super fun. There's a reason why we all fell in love with her, despite her grating first appearance. With the short hair, high collar, short skirt, high shoes, she's got a 10 out of 10 placement of shapes and color and impact on her. You can clearly tell that she is fun and bouncy. My only real gripe is her metal corset thing. While I like her having metal on her outfit to conduct electricity, It's just a bit too much noise and detailing all right in one spot. If there was just a little bit less going on all right here, it would have been perfect. A tier. And then they perfected Nora. All my compliments from the last design transfer over to this one exactly, and now it doesn't have the weirdly busy torso. The high-waisted skirt, tall boots, and jacket are all adorable. The colors are all perfect. There's literally nothing for me to complain about here. S tier. Oh, they ruined her. Well, ruined is a bit overdramatic, but it is a downgrade for sure. They got rid of the dark vest/jacket, which throws out the great silhouette and color placement on her. With her just having pink in this jacket, it no longer feels like a main color on her. The white, black, and teal all stand out as more noteworthy due to their use throughout the look. And despite the gloves and socks, it just feels less good for combat and for keeping warm. Also, yes, in a previous video I described this design as looking like it belongs in a Tales of game. And then roughly 4 trillion people left a comment saying, "She looks like she belongs in Kingdom Hearts!" You're right. I don't play Kingdom Hearts. I don't care about Kingdom Hearts. But you are correct. She does. Okay? C tier. I wish this was basically just what she wore while in Atlas. Nice colors, nice silhouette. It's a more casual looking design, but Weiss ran around in just a party dress for 3 years. I think this would be fine. While I appreciate the metal bits at the shoulders, I do also wish she had something metal at her torso as well. Even just like a belt buckle or something. But this is by no means a bad look. B tier. Nora's designs have always been really fun. Her cute personality works really well in this more modern setting, as the showrunners can just give her the cute miniskirts that other shows set in less modern locales have to bullshit their way into having. Nora's best designs are simple yet fun, and while her Atlas attire is disappointing, I'm hoping it'll just be a small bump in her list of designs. In a world where I jabberjaw about how much I like Ruby's original design every chance I get, Pyrrha still reigns supreme as my favorite design in the show. A perfect silhouette, perfect color placement, perfectly referential to her quote-unquote fairy tale origin, fashionable and combat ready, easy S tier obviously. Fascinating that it wasn't until I actually watched Ice Queendom that I realized this is Weiss's dress. This is what she performs in during Volume 4, but color changed to fit Pyrrha, and with her sash and armband added. She looks stunning, and I love the hair, and of all the designs in this show, Pyrrha's is one of the most interesting to dissect in relation to how Weiss sees her. S tier. It's a bit of a shame that we don't get to see Pyrrha obtain new outfits like the others, but also that's probably a blessing in disguise. It means I can't ruin her like how they've done to Weiss and Blake. Both of Pyrrha's designs look amazing, and there's really nothing else I could say about them. Excellent job. Ren is nice. I like his hair and the style of his shirt. It makes for a very dynamic silhouette when in motion. However, I think these long-ish sleeves with more sleeves underneath are a bit clunky. And while I'll be the first to tell you that it's okay to just let a boy wear pants in your fantasy design, Ren's bottom half ends up feeling just so boring. There's a lot of interesting details happening on his torso, and then his legs are just there. Even just a small addition to his slacks would help. I wish he had a little more pink in his design, and it's always bothered me that the pink on his sleeves don't match the pink in his hair. B tier. And just like with Nora, they perfected Ren. These gloves that fade to pink help immensely. His longer coattails adds to his silhouette, while also being styled in a way that helps them from feeling in the way like how ends up happening to Blake a lot. It also probably helps that Ren barely does anything, so it's harder to spot weird animations with him. The pants and shoes are no longer boring, and even with all this happening around his waist, he avoids feeling cluttered. And the long hair is chef's kiss. S tier. And again, like Nora, they ruined him, and it's not even as much of an overdramatization this time. The braid feels like a regression, this arm brace thing looks messy and noisy and has no reason to be there, the coattails have been chopped off and his silhouette suffers from it, just like Yang back in Volume 5. His legs are even boring again. I hate to do it to him, but homie's gotta get put into D tier. Again, I wish this was just what he wore while in Atlas. I dig the furry sleeves, and I love the extra pink elements throughout it. This long jacket would probably look like shit in RWBY's 3D engine, but for the 2D animation of Ice Queendom, it definitely works. It's all the good from Ren's first design, fitted for a cold environment. B tier. While not quite as perfect as Pyrrha, Ren's another of my favorites here. I've always really liked his Volume 4 look, which makes his shift to Atlas a real disappointment for me. I feel that RT have always struggled a little bit with Ren, not quite to the point that they seem to with Blake, but it feels like there's always been a bit of a, how exactly do we do an Asian-inspired look in the world of Remnant without just putting him in a Cheng-Shen, and I think they've done a relatively good job with that. Ren's weaker designs have either been a bit boring or a bit too noisy, and with the details intrinsic to the shape and cut to Ren's clothes, that's a hard thing to balance. I guess push comes to shove, they can just put his hair down again so we can all be distracted by how pretty he is. And there we go. Not much to discuss here. Juniper's designs don't change nearly as drastically each volume as Team RWBY, and they haven't been given outfits for bonus media like them either, so this is it. I guess here's some fun facts about their ranks. Getting the average of their scores, they all rank as such. Ren's Atlas design unfortunately brought his score down, but they all do quite well. And the ranking by group, so volumes 1 through 3 designs together, Ice Queendom designs together, etc., looks like this. Again, generally well done. Comparing them to RWBY, they on average score quite a bit better than the girls, and that's it. Team Juniper look nice for the most part. No, I'm not going to do this for other characters, not villains, not teachers, no one else. No, I'm not going to do a video to add Team RWBY's Ice Queendom's designs to their tier list. If I do add to that, it'll be after RWBY wraps up, and I can just do them all at once. Am I gonna make a video about Ice Queendom designs? If I feel like it. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been having a lot of fun making videos about not RWBY lately. So yeah, if I wanna, I will. If not, then I won't. And that's really all there is to say here. Time to play the funny gags and the Patreon shoutouts.
You know, I'm not exactly known for my awesome hair. In the past few years, I just used some kind of paste that I bought from Target, I think, and I rub it around my scalp until I get bored of rubbing my scalp, and then I shrug and walk away.
It's not even Prada. And I wouldn't even care much for Prada even if you did have it.